Ever wonder why he stops texting back, leaving you staring at your phone, overanalyzing every word you sent? It feels like it's your fault, like you said something wrong or aren't interesting enough. But what if the real reason has nothing to do with you? There's a hidden truth behind why men go silent, and it's not what you think. It's not about your looks, your vibe, or that last message you sent. Want to know the secret that's keeping him from replying and how to turn it around? Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's uncover the truth. You're not alone if you've been left on read, wondering what went wrong. That sinking feeling when his text slowed down or stopped altogether. It's one of the most frustrating parts of modern dating. You replay your last conversation, question your emoji choices, or even wonder if he's lost interest. But here's the thing. His silence usually isn't about you. There's a hidden reason behind why he's not texting back, and understanding it can change how you approach dating. In this video, we're diving into why men go quiet and how you can navigate it without losing your confidence. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Getting no response hurts. It's easy to take it personally, to think you're not enough or that you messed up somehow. But the reality is, men's texting habits, or lack thereof, are often tied to their own emotions, circumstances, or even fears. It's not always about you being too much or not enough. By the end of this video, you'll see why his silence is more about what's going on in his head than anything you did or didn't do. This is about empowering you to stay confident and in control. So why does this happen? Why does a guy who seems so into you, laughing at your jokes, planning dates, suddenly go radio silent? The truth is, texting is a window into someone's emotional state, not a perfect measure of their interest. Men, just like women, have complex inner worlds. They deal with stress, doubts, and insecurities that can affect how they communicate. The hidden reason he's not texting back often lies in those internal struggles, not in something you said or how you look. Let's break down why this matters and how it shifts the way you see his silence. First, let's talk about why texting feels so personal. When someone doesn't reply, it's like a rejection delivered straight to your phone. You might think, if he liked me, he'd make time to text. But here's a reality check. Texting isn't always a direct reflection of how someone feels about you. A 2021 study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that communication patterns, like texting frequency, are influenced by emotional availability, not just attraction. So, his silence could be about his life, not your worth. Knowing this can help you stop spiraling and start understanding. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I did say something wrong? Sure, it's possible. Maybe a message came off too strong or too vague. But even then, his choice to ghost or pull back is more about how he's processing things than about you being wrong. Men often retreat when they're unsure how to respond, feeling overwhelmed, or trying to figure out their own feelings. The hidden reason isn't that you're not enough. It's that he's navigating something internally that's keeping him from hitting send. Let's paint a picture. Imagine he's had a rough week at work, or he's feeling unsure about where things are going. Maybe he likes you, but isn't ready to admit it to himself. Instead of texting, he freezes. Not because you're not amazing, but because he's stuck in his own head. This is where the hidden reason comes in. His silence is often about his emotional state, not a judgment of you. Understanding this flips the script. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to understand what's going on with him. So, what are some of these hidden reasons? Without diving too deep just yet, they can range from fear of saying the wrong thing to being overwhelmed by life's demands. Some men pull back when they feel too much pressure to perform in a conversation. Others might be unsure about their feelings and need time to process. These aren't excuses for bad behavior, but they're real factors that explain why he's not texting. And the good news? You can respond in ways that keep your confidence intact and even strengthen the connection. Before we get to those solutions, let's talk about why this mindset shift is so powerful. When you stop taking his silence personally, you reclaim your power. You're not sitting by the phone, waiting for validation. You're approaching dating from a place of strength, knowing that his texting habits don't define your worth. This confidence is magnetic. It's what makes you stand out in a world where everyone's second-guessing themselves. By understanding the hidden reasons behind his silence, you're already one step ahead. Think about it. How much energy have you spent worrying about a guy's lack of response? What if you could redirect that energy into feeling good about yourself and building connections that feel mutual? That's what this video is all about. We're not just here to decode why he's not texting. We're here to give you tools to handle it like a pro. You don't need to chase him or overanalyze every message. You just need to know what's really going on and how to respond in a way that feels authentic to you. In the next part, we'll uncover the specific hidden reasons why men stop texting, like fear of rejection or feeling overwhelmed, and break down what's happening in their minds. Then, we'll share practical steps to respond without losing your cool or compromising your standards. For now, remember this: his silence is rarely about you not being enough. It's about what's going on in his world. When you get that, you stop doubting yourself and start approaching dating with clarity and confidence. This is just the start of unlocking the mysteries of modern dating. If you're tired of wondering why he's not texting or how to fix it, stick with us. We're going to dive deeper into those hidden reasons and give you actionable tips to turn things around. Have you ever been left on red and wondered what went wrong? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to master dating with confidence, give this video a like and subscribe to Date Guide for more insights that'll change the way you connect. Let's keep building relationships that feel real. Ever wonder what's really going on when he leaves your texts on read, making you question everything? It's easy to think you messed up, but the truth is, there's a hidden reason he's not texting back, and it's not about you. We're peeling back the curtain to reveal why men go silent, from fears in their heads to chaos in their lives. Want to know the real reasons behind his texting drought and how to handle it like a pro? Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's dive into the secrets that'll set you free. We're here to uncover the hidden reasons why he's not texting back. And trust me, it's not because you're not enough. In the last part, we talked about how his silence is often tied to his own emotions or circumstances, not your worth. Now, let's get specific and explore the most common reasons men go quiet. Things like fear of rejection, feeling overwhelmed, or even uncertainty about their feelings. By understanding what's happening in his world, you'll stop second-guessing yourself and start navigating these moments with confidence. Let's break down these hidden reasons and see what's really going on. First, one of the biggest reasons men stop texting is fear of rejection. Sounds surprising, right? You might think, he's the one not replying. How is he scared? But men often worry about saying the wrong thing or coming on too strong. If he likes you, the stakes feel high. He might overthink his response, wondering if it's witty enough or if it'll keep the conversation going. Instead of risking a misstep, he freezes and doesn't text at all. It's not that he's not interested. It's that he's stuck in his own head. For example, imagine you sent a flirty text and he hasn't replied in hours. You're thinking, did I scare him off? More likely, he's staring at his phone, drafting and deleting replies because he doesn't want to mess it up. A 2020 study in the journal Computers and Human Behavior found that fear of negative evaluation often leads to communication avoidance in early dating stages. So, his silence could be him protecting himself, not rejecting you. Knowing this helps you see it's not about your text being wrong. It's about his insecurity. Another common reason? He's feeling overwhelmed. Life gets in the way. Work deadlines, family stress, or even personal struggles can take over. When a guy's plate is full, texting can feel like one more task he's not ready to tackle. This is especially true if he's not sure where things are going with you yet. He might think, I like her, but I can't give her my best right now. Instead of sending a half-hearted reply, he goes silent, hoping to pick things up when he's in a better headspace. Think about a guy who is texting you nonstop, then suddenly drops off. Maybe he's swamped at work or dealing with a personal issue he hasn't shared. It's not that he's lost interest. It's that his mental bandwidth is maxed out. This doesn't excuse ghosting, but explains why his silence isn't always a reflection of how he feels about you. Men often compartmentalize, focusing on one thing at a time, and texting can fall to the bottom of the list when life gets heavy. Then there's uncertainty about his feelings. Sometimes, a guy stops texting because he's trying to figure out what he wants. Early in dating, he might like you, but not be sure if he's ready for something serious. Instead of being upfront, Because, let's be honest, communication isn't always men's strong suit. He pulls back the process. This can feel like mixed signals, but it's often him wrestling with his own emotions, not a verdict on your worth. Picture this. You've had a few great dates, and then his texts slow down. You're wondering, did I do something? More likely he's thinking, I really like her, but am I ready for this? His silence is his way of hitting pause while he sorts it out. It's frustrating, but it's not about you being not enough. It's about him navigating his own readiness for a relationship. Understanding this can help you avoid taking it personally and keep your confidence intact. Another sneaky reason is lack of clarity in the conversation. Sometimes men don't text back because they're not sure how to keep the chat going. If your last message was vague or didn't invite a clear response, like a simple haha yeah, he might not know what to say next. This doesn't mean he's uninterested. It just means the conversation hit a dead end, and he didn't have the energy or creativity to revive it. Men aren't always great at picking up the slack in a text thread, especially early on. For instance, if you texted, had a great day, and he doesn't reply, it might not be disinterest. He might just not know how to respond without sounding boring. This is where the dynamic of texting matters. Men often need a little nudge to keep the conversation flowing. We'll talk about how to handle this in the next part. But for now, know that his silence could be as simple as him not knowing what to say. These hidden reasons, fear of rejection, feeling overwhelmed, uncertainty about feelings, or lack of conversational clarity, show that his texting habits are more about his internal world than about you. This is a game changer because it means you don't need to spiral into self-doubt. His silence isn't a report card on your value. It's a glimpse into what he's dealing with, whether it's insecurity, stress, or just not knowing how to keep the chat going. When you get this, you stop blaming yourself and start approaching dating with clarity. So, what does this mean for you? It means you can let go of the need to fix yourself to get a response. You don't have to be funnier, prettier, or more interesting. Instead, you can focus on understanding his perspective and responding in ways that keep you confident and in control. In the next part, we'll share practical steps to handle his silence, like when to give him space and when to send a message that reignites the conversation. You'll learn how to navigate these moments without losing your cool. For now, take this to heart. His lack of texting isn't a rejection of you. It's a reflection of what's going on in his world. When you stop taking it personally, you free yourself to date with confidence and authenticity. You're not chasing his validation. You're building connections that feel mutual and real. That's the kind of energy that makes you magnetic. Have you ever been ghosted and wondered why? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And if you're ready to crack the code on texting and relationships, stick with us. We're about to dive into how you can respond to his silence in ways that keep you empowered and build stronger connections. Give this video a like and subscribe to Date Guide for more dating insights that'll change the way you connect. Let's keep building love that feels real. So, now you know the hidden reasons why he's not texting back. Fear of rejection, feeling overwhelmed, uncertain about his feelings, or even a stalled conversation. It's not about you being not enough. It's about what's going on in his world. But here's the real question. What do you do about it? How do you handle his silence without losing your confidence or chasing him? In this video, we're sharing practical steps to respond like a pro, keep your cool, and build a connection that feels authentic. Hit that subscribe button for Date Guide, and let's dive into how to turn his silence into a stronger bond. The key to handling his texting drought is to stay empowered. You don't need to overanalyze or bombard him with messages. Instead, you can respond in ways that show confidence, respect his space, and invite him to re-engage when he's ready. These steps aren't about playing games. They're about being authentic while creating an environment where he feels safe to open up. Let's break down how to navigate his silence, spark communication, and build a connection that's mutual and real. By the end, you'll have a game plan to handle those frustrating moments with ease. First, give him space. When he goes quiet, your instinct might be to send a follow-up text or ask, "Hey, you okay?" But sometimes the best move is to do nothing. If he's overwhelmed or processing his feelings, piling on more messages can add pressure and push him further away. A 2022 study from the Journal of Social Psychology found that giving space in early dating stages can increase attraction by reducing perceived neediness. So, If he hasn't replied in a day or two, resist the urge to double text. Let him come to you when he's ready. For example, if you texted about weekend plans and he hasn't responded, don't send a, or did I say something wrong? Instead, give it 48 hours. Focus on your own life. Hang out with friends, dive into a hobby, or treat yourself to something fun. This keeps your confidence high and shows you're not sitting by the phone. When he does text back, he'll notice your independence, which is attractive and sets the tone for a balanced connection. Next, send a light, low-pressure message if the silence drags on. After giving him space, say 3 days or more, you can re-engage with casual text that invites a response without demanding one. The goal is to keep things positive and easy. For instance, if you know he's into sports, you might text, "Just saw the craziest game highlight. Made me think of you." It's friendly, shows you're thinking of him, and gives him an opening to reply without feeling cornered. Avoid heavy or accusatory messages like, "Why haven't you texted me?" That can make him defensive, especially if he's dealing with stress or uncertainty. Instead, keep it playful or neutral, like, "Hope your week's going better than my attempt to cook dinner last night. Total disaster." This kind of text shows you're not sweating his silence and makes it easy for him to jump back in. If he's interested, he'll likely respond when the pressure's off. If he doesn't, that's valuable information about his investment in the connection. Another step is to reflect on the conversation's flow. Sometimes his silence comes from a text thread that hit a dead end. If your last message didn't invite a clear response, like a simple LOL or cool, he might not know how to keep it going. To prevent this, make your text engaging. Ask open-ended questions that spark curiosity. For example, instead of texting, "Had a good day?" try, "What's the best thing that happened to you today?" It's specific, shows interest, and gives him something to work with. Let's say you're chatting about movies. Instead of saying, "I love comedies," try, "I'm obsessed with comedies. What's a movie that always makes you laugh?" This invites him to share something personal, keeping the conversation alive. When you make texting easy and fun, he's more likely to stay engaged. If he's gone silent, look back at your last message. Did it give him something to respond to? If not, your next text can pick up the thread with a question or a light comment to reignite the chat. Finally, focus on building a real connection. Texting is just one part of dating. It's not the whole relationship. If he's not texting back consistently, it might be a sign to shift your energy toward in-person moments or deeper conversations. Invite him to hang out in a low-key way like, "I'm grabbing coffee this weekend. Want to join?" This moves things beyond texting and lets you see how he shows up in real life. Face-to-face interactions reveal more about his interests than a text thread ever could. When you do connect, whether in person or over text, focus on the feelings we've talked about: comfort, attraction, respect, and inspiration. Be warm and approachable to create comfort. Share your passions to spark attraction. Show you value his efforts to build respect. And let your confidence inspire him to step up. For example, if you're out together, listen when he talks about his goals and say, "That's so cool. I love how driven you are." It shows you're paying attention and makes him feel valued. Here's the big takeaway. His silence doesn't define your worth. By giving space, sending light messages, keeping text engaging, and focusing on real connection, you're showing up as a confident woman who doesn't chase validation. You're creating a dynamic where he feels safe to open up, and that's what builds a bond that lasts. If he's not responding even after you've tried these steps, it might mean he's not ready for what you deserve. And that's okay. You're free to move on to someone who matches your energy. Think about it. Dating is about finding someone who shows up for you, not about decoding every silence. When you handle his texting gaps with confidence, you're not just reacting, you're setting the standard for how you want to be treated. That's the kind of energy that attracts the right person and builds relationships that feel mutual and exciting. So, what's your next step? Try one of these tips this week. If you're dealing with a guy who's gone quiet, give him a day or two of space, then send a light, engaging text. See how he responds. Notice how it feels to approach it with confidence instead of doubt. You might be surprised at how it shifts the dynamic. And if he's still not stepping up, you'll know you're worth someone who does. Have you dealt with a guy who stopped texting? How did you handle it? Drop your story in the comments. We'd love to hear it. And if you're ready to master dating with confidence, keep watching. We're here to give you the tools to build connections that feel real and lasting. Give this video a like and subscribe to Date Guide for more insights that'll change how you navigate love. Let's keep creating relationships that light you up